Actually goes back to my undergraduate years. I was a biology and chemistry major, and I was doing infectious disease research, so pediatric infectious diseases and oncology. Um, the work was impactful. I always wanted to make sure to have an impact, a larger impact on the world, and for me, it was curing diseases. But then I found I wasn't being fulfilled in that, and I wasn't interviewing, but I was filling in at my undergrad because they were short-staffed in our student involvement office, or what might be considered like SAGA, Student Activities and Greek Affairs. So I served as an advisor for a number of orgs that I was part of, and I fell in love with it. I was doing it for free, and that led me on. If I love this work and I'm doing it for free, why not look into doing it as a career? So that took me on my journey of higher education and student affairs. Had a graduate assistantship at Indiana University, really enjoyed it from there. And that's when I started learning like the work that I could do could have a larger impact by working with young adults, college students that were going to go out into the larger world in different fields. How could I help them along their journey so they're having a positive impact on the world? So that was a way for me to kind of create a nucleus to connect with multiple people. And I always wanted to work in diversity. I always wanted to work with folks with marginalized identities. So just was lucky enough to find a position here at Loyola that melded two of the things: mentorship, which is a huge passion area of mine, and working with marginalized communities. So our men of color community, our LGBTQI community, which I hold those identities. So it's definitely something more important for me. I can feel professionally, but also personally in the work that I do now. I've been at Loyola now. This is my third year. My first class was y'all's first class. So it's like when y'all were first year students, I was a first year professional here. So when y'all graduate, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild for me. So with B4E, with me serving as the main staff contact, I work with our Brothers for Excellence peer mentors. So these are past mentees that have been in our program that are now in elevated positions. So they put on programming for our larger community. So we don't just do programming for our mentees, but we do programming for all men of color on campus. It's open to anywhere from first year to seniors to graduate and staff and faculty. So work with those students with our programming. They also do some level of mentorship with all of the mentees in the program. Then I work with our staff and faculty, men of color on campus. When it comes to LGBTQIA initiatives, or Q initiatives as we call it in our office, I work with another group of student leaders, which are Q scholars. So these are students that have been here at the university for at least 1 year that hold identities within the LGBTQIA community, and they do programming monthly for the community and allies. So you'll see a range of things that range from like more so artistic pieces. So you'll see like Q Cafe to stuff that's more scholarly. So Q Studies and like Q Films, where we'll like bring in sometimes producers and directors for some of these films that we'll do screenings of. And then we have retreats in both of those programs. So we're gearing up for like a Brothers for Excellence retreat for this upcoming weekend. So that's like a student leader experience. I work with our amazing coordinators. We have 2 coordinators in the office that oversee some larger initiatives. So we come together to make sure we're providing training in the beginning. So we do a selection process for our student leaders where we recruit, we select, and then we do training. Some examples of some stories I've had or experiences and more so impactful. I remember one year I was working with a mentee in our program, and I was really taking it pretty hard, where I felt like I couldn't break through with this mentee. Was putting a lot of extra energy into him to make sure he had the support he needed. And he was receiving it at times, but just the interactions didn't seem like he wanted to move forward or be within our program. And it wasn't until the very end of the school year, we had our end of the year celebration of brotherhood. And he came up to me and hugged me and was like, I didn't know I needed this until I had it. So that was definitely a moment of like, okay, like while I might not see it immediately, I know we're in a society where we want to see stuff right then and there. Just knowing that I planted a seed, and he took in the water, he took in the sunlight to sprout and continue to grow. So, and it's not even like this is what I did. It was like, I'm amazed to see like this student be able to do this. So that's like probably one of the most impactful stories I've had since I've been here. Yeah.